to the dancing leaves, whispering to each other. Our hearts are breaking as our mother grieves. And she cries, and she cries, and she cries. I only gave you one earth, one sky. You've got to share it. The ground burns, the heavens cry. You must prepare it. Your children's lives are on the line. So raise your voice. It's time for us to unite. This is a war cry. This is a war cry. From the start of creation, she's given all things like sweet salvation. Let's take our wrongs and make it right. Material distractions, blinding our naked hearts from the truth, cause a chain reaction that steals the captive fate of our youth. And she cries, and she cries, and she cries. I only gave you one earth, one sky. You've got to share it. The ground burns, the heavens cry. You must prepare it. Your children's lives are on the line. So raise your voice. It's time for us to unite. This is a war cry. Let's come together. Let's raise our voice together. This is a war cry. Let's come together. Let's raise our voice together. This is a war cry.
Okay, good evening, everybody. It's around 7 o'clock again. We're going to start off with the announcements, and then we're going to do a tracker check-in. And then we're going to give you some very important information, especially for this Memorial Day weekend and any time that you plan on going hunting, fishing, camping, or swimming, especially on these weekends like this. So stay tuned with that. You're going to hear some good talks today. We're going to check in with everybody. Everyone has some information that you need to know about. We'll let the trackers and the first-hand encounter people explain, and also the techniques that they're using. So we're going to give our first friend a call real fast and check in. He's a tracker in an occupied area also. Very good guy. He's supposed to be checking in on some missing person cases and things like that. So we're going to listen to them, and then we're going to get to that important information. I mean, this is all important information, but you also need to know this information, especially for this time right now. And if somebody can, let me know if I'm okay, if I need to speak a little bit louder. Hopefully Joe Blow or somebody's on to let me know. Hey, how you doing tonight?
All right.
You been busy out here?
Yeah, trying to be.
Any new information on the missing people or things in your area?
No, I have not had any information come in on it. Seems like they don't want nobody to know anything, you know. It's not letting anything get out.
It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. They put out too much bad stuff that people want to go do all their little things and spend money, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so we need to watch those swimming holes and fishing areas.
Yeah. Where I went today, it wasn't. So I was gonna go. I thought, you know, all the rain and stuff we had. I thought maybe that this won't had water, but wasn't that way. Everything was kind of low and kind of dry, so that's gonna count. A lot of those swimming holes that people do go to is not gonna be there, you know. Just fooled me. I thought it looked rain. We had to get plenty of water in the creeks and all, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. We had some for a little while, then it went out. It didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, it did dry for so long. And then when you do get rain, then, you know, the ground and everything's got to suck up all the water.
So yeah, we're just checking in, seeing about missing people or things happening, activity or new calls, new blinds, new signs, sounds, anything.
Yeah. Haven't found out anything on anything.
Okay.
But I will let you know.
Yeah, we'll check back with you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
All right. Okay, that was one of our trackers out of Louisiana. Now, we do have another person from Louisiana that we're going to be calling in just a little bit who has activity. So we'll check back with this tracker tomorrow and see. I mean, he has some things that he had to do around the house. Just like us, we had a lot to do, but we do have our own things going on as far as tracking and getting this information out to everybody. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. So now we're going to call Alabama. We have another tracker in that area who has given us a report that there's a lot of activity in the area that he is at. And so he's kind of looking at different areas in that area, and there were drownings in these over this past weekend, and drownings beforehand that was just not made public as it should have been. So we're gonna, well, that tracker says that everything's okay. He's doing some extra tracking, different areas, and he's gonna report back, and hopefully maybe tomorrow or the next night. But we'll wait for his call, and when he's available, he will check in, and you'll hear what he's been up to as well. So now we're going to call another person in Alabama, grandmother who watches grandchildren from time to time, and has been getting a lot of activity, and we've been giving information to her. She's been keeping up with the channel and the past DVDs that we had. So she's more advanced than a lot of people are, especially if people are just understanding that these predators are close to their homes or swimming areas and things like that. And those are things we'll talk about tonight also. But she's a grandmother in Alabama. She's doing her homework, and she's doing everything that we ask her to do to help deter these Bigfoots from her area. And we've also made her an honorary tracker for us. And she's been doing some really work. She's been doing work everybody should be doing. And she's doing it to protect her grandchildren in her area. So we're going to give her a call and see if she has a few moments to give us an update on things that's been happening, and also techniques that she's been using, things that we've been talking about, and also things that are on the DVD. The Bigfoot DVD, $101. You can order through PayPal. You need this before you can really understand everything. Right now, there's too many questions, but on the DVD, all those questions are answered. And let's give her a call real fast and check in. It's been a few days because we've also been a little busy, but hopefully we can get in
Hello.
contact. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We're doing really well, really well. We're beating the brush back out this way.
That's good. That's what I've been doing today.
Yeah, we're trying to get as far visibility as we can, and even the trees we're trimming just enough so that we know if there's something different about that tree.
Yeah.
So we're taking our brush lines out, our blinds, but what we're doing is, whenever we find the Bigfoot structures or the blinds, we're trimming around them, but not really. I mean, we're trimming all the bark. I mean, the leaves and the pine needles and the cedar things to where it just shows the frame.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's going to be exposing their handiwork by cleaning around them and just leaving the structures and the framework like that.
Okay.
So we're showing people, if anybody was to drive by or come by, that they would see these frameworks perfect, all cleaned out around them. So they would say, hey, that's a bent over tree,
Okay.
What was that?
Oh, that was my grandson. My oldest grandson.
But yeah, we're doing it that way. We're not tearing their blinds down and their structures. We're cleaning around them and exposing them. And so now people who drive by, they'll look like, did they bend those trees like that?
Yeah.
So it's going to pose a lot of questions, and we're going to probably get some solar lights to light them up at night too. So it looks kind of like a showcase forest.
Yeah.
So we're going to expose it.
That's good. That's kind of what I did up here in Bio, like where the trees are bent over, like for the portal.
Yep.
Kind of to cut that back where folks can see it around here.
Good. That's great thinking what you're doing.
Yeah.
So since we have you here with us, can you kind of give us an update, and let's start back with the thunder and lightning, and then just go up to where you went to your you had your brothers, check the house and everything.
Yeah, with the thunder and lightning, I found out one of my neighbor's house got hit by lightning and it burnt down.
Wow.
Sure did. They're okay, thank God. But they lost their house, and I've been helping them, get some stuff, some clothes and stuff like that to help them out.
What kind of lightning? What happened? I mean, did they leave the house? Were they in it when it struck, or?
Yeah, it was just their son. Both of them were at work. He's like 14 or 15, I think, somewhere in his middle teens.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that all of a sudden lightning just struck the house. It made a loud pop, like sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the house shook, and he took off running to his grandfather's, which just lived next door to him, and just ran straight into his grandfather's house. And then when he looked back out the window, he noticed the house, smoke coming from the house.
Yeah, that was Bigfoot's.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
And I wish that these young ones would understand, as soon as they got him to run, they could do whatever they want to that house.
Yeah.
And that whole area. I mean, the trees, everything. But I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, I know it.
Because once he broke that threshold and ran outside, he was fair game.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's okay, and I'm wow.
But yeah, that had happened, and then I came up here, and then me and my brothers, and cousin's, I don't know what it was he put down in that hole up underneath the house, but he found where it came out at and put some trail cameras and stuff out through there.
Wow, he found the tunnel, huh?
Yeah, he sure did.
Wow, that's just, you are an amazing warrior. You're doing what I wish everyone was doing, what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're exposing just like us. You're finding everything your family needs to know about.
Yeah, I want to tell as many people that'll listen to me.
Me too. You're just amazing. Is this? You know, some of our other trackers, you know, they haven't taken this as far as you have, I would say. I mean, you've gotten family involved, you've laid track traps, you've informed your closest, you know, and you found tunnels, and it's great knowing you, you know.
Well, I'm glad that I first come upon your channel so I would know all this stuff. I wouldn't know anything if it wasn't for y'all.
Tracker E says if you can to share information like this on your page and to your friends. I don't know if you have shared the YouTube pages.
Okay, yeah, I sure will.
Because because we talk to other people and other experiences too, and they also need to hear, you know, some things that they need to hear a lot also.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us about thunder and lightning leaving your area with the?
Yeah.
I mean, with the car horn or the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I rebuked them in the name of Jesus Christ, and that worked. Like a tornado dissipated after I did that, and then I used the car alarm, you know, mashing it, making it go off the horn honk and stuff, and they went away.
That's amazing, because people don't understand that they can not only, you know, rebuke and get them away that way, but you can also, by knowing that there are certain groups called thunder and lightning to use, like the car alarm, and that will also get them away. But you know, the only backfall on that is that, you know, they will leave you alone, but they're going to find an easy person who doesn't know what you know.
Yeah.
And we just need to get more people to know what you know.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
Now, you after you got thunder and lightning out of the way, and they came to visit was it your neighbor, the 14 or the young man who went to his grandfather's?
Yeah, he lives about 3 miles down the road from me.
Okay. Yeah, I wish we could have talked to him about holding ground, and that they're going to shake that house. You know, they're going to lift that tin. They're going to break those trees. They're going to try to do whatever they can to get you out.
Yeah.
But we keep our faith, and we stay put. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it. We got it.
Yeah, so, he's one of the ones that gonna watch the DVD with me when I order it this week.
Okay, hey, we actually it's on its way already, I guess you'd say.
Okay.
And when the other tracker gets there, he'll explain.
Okay.
But I didn't want you to wait. That's what we say. If everything just worked out perfect, because we had somebody heading that way. We're like, hey, well, if we're going that way.
Yeah.
It worked out. So everything has its time and place, they say. Or we all know now.
Yeah.
And so you went to Now, this other place, it was your mother's or your grandmother's, or?
Yeah, it was my mom's house where she was staying in Bibb County. And it's really a lot of activity out there in Tuscaloosa County or Bibb County and Tuscaloosa County meet, like the line. Yeah. I wish more people would listen. I've had a couple of folks in that area slam the door in my face and call me crazy, but I'm still gonna try them. Yep. Maybe they'll open tomorrow. Yeah. But I'm gonna do everything I know I can do. If they don't listen, then I know I did everything I can do to help folks. Cause I mean, it's so many up there. I've seen them during the daytime just step out behind trees and everything.
You know, whoever you focus or speak with, that's energy, and that energy was accepted whether they want to or not. Okay. So your words did get to where they needed to be. Okay. And your words are reaching who they need to reach.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's whether they know it or not, they needed to hear someone else. Yeah. So you're good. You got it. Everything's working good for you. Good. Yeah, so just keep going forward, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I plan
to. Do you have any information or updates on anything that you would want to share? And if not, then we're going to go to the next tracker and the person, and then we'll call you back tomorrow at 7 o'clock again, or about this time for the updates.
Okay. Yeah, just my neighbor's nephew had drowned last week, and she had I had talked her into sending him to have the autopsy did to another county, and it did come back he had blood loss. That's all she would really tell me, that it did come back he had blood loss. So just people be careful out there in the water, around water, or just watch out around you and everything, because them things are sure there.
Could you explain about the boat and the Bigfoots?
Oh, about my son?
Yes.
With the boat? Yeah, him and a friend was out on the Tombigbee River fishing, and he said that, I don't know if both of them looked out at the same time or one of them did and said something to the other, but they seemed like this big black, I don't even know how to, like mass thing under the water coming towards them. And that's when they grabbed their guns and just started shooting at it to the water. And then it started, because it was swimming towards the boat really fast, and he said it started going the opposite way when they started shooting at it, and then it popped its head up, and they continued shooting at it, and he said he knows they hit it, but he don't know if they, when it got on wherever it went, if it died or not. But he said they got out of there fast after that, and they haven't been back. So
now, has there been drownings or capsize or things like that in that area?
I know it's been a lot of the cops in that county have actually posted pictures that they've caught with their cameras of Bigfoot. I mean, great pictures. I have to go on there and get them and send them to y'all.
Yes, that would be great. I know that they some do. I mean, who will actually post and warn people. Yeah.
But yeah, the game wardens and cops have caught a lot of pictures, and a guy just the other day got some more tracks off the sandbar down there. He come up across some tracks and got pictures of them and stuff. But I know it's been a lot of sightings on the Alabama River and the Tombigbee River in this area. So just I want everybody to know they need to be careful out on the river.
And it's Memorial Day weekend. People go down that river?
Yeah, that's what's got me worried, because they go to both rivers on Memorial Day weekend. So.
And that's why the Bigfoots are hunting there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also on the Tombigbee, where a lot of those are being seen, is where I was talking about one of the other times that a game warden had told me that, that's what they call the the slaughterhouses or killing fields or whatever.
Yeah.
Over there on that same river that the government knows about them, and it's kind of keeping everything hush hush.
Yeah. Killing fields and slaughterhouses right on the rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in just a little bit after we get through with the check-ins, I'm also going to be talking about the water spirits and things to look out for the campers and things like that. So,
okay.
Let's see if we can't share this with a couple people who might be going there or maybe out there already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you for the updates and everything, and us here. I mean, we really appreciate all that you're doing because, you're doing what we wish everybody else was doing.
Yeah, I hope a lot more people will listen and start doing it. We drive these things out.
Yeah, we can, and we need more people to not be vulnerable. So
yeah.
So we need everybody to be ready and to warrior up, as we say.
Yeah.
So we will check back in with you tomorrow around the same time.
Okay.
And thank you for all that you're doing out there.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, we'll see.
Y'all have a great night.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, that was our second check-in. As you heard, there's a lot of activity. We're also going to explain about the blood loss and drowning victims, especially the isolated incidents. So now we're going to give our next call to a friend who also has an update or is going to tell us about another drowning in their area and everything that happened with that. We got to know what to do out there. So let's listen to the people who's either has experienced it or knows about what to look for. Now, this next one, he was feeling a little under the weather the other day, so but he should have been able to call somebody and get updates or check.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing tonight?
All right, how you?
Good. We're on the air, just to let you know.
Okay, 10-4.
We got some reports about some drownings and things like that, and we're kind of wondering if I think you told us about a drowning or something in your area at one time, or something similar.
Well, years ago, down here in Baden Lake, there used to be there was a lot of drownings that happened down there, and the what people say about it is it was suck holes from the Alcoa plant that was across the street from the lake in Dayton. Or the aluminum, Alcoa, the aluminum making company or whatnot. There's also really huge catfish in that lake, in that river. And everything, and I'm not quite sure if there has been a drowning recently there. I know that there was a county or two away a while back, but I hadn't heard of anybody really drowning in the past couple of years.
Okay, well, hey, let's definitely keep a watch for this weekend for sure.
Right.
I mean, do you know good swimming holes where a lot of people go and camp?
Yeah, I know a few, especially down, like I said, down here at Baden, at the main entrance, I guess, to the lake.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say. And then other county, there's another area with a bridge where people do a lot of camping, and there's picnic tables and all kinds of stuff out there. Other than that, I mean, that's normally the places around here where people do. I don't think I've had anybody really tell me that they were going to go camping this weekend.
Good.
I guess probably because they can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm just getting over this coof, man. It wasn't that bad, but I wouldn't want to go through it again.
Good. Yeah, I was telling some of the viewers that you'd been a little under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I mean, I didn't know if you was able to get out and check those blinds or get into that forest a little bit or do that 50-yard search.
I haven't yet, but I think I'm going to go take me a little walk tonight. As soon as it gets good and dark and the sun's down, I think I'm going to go on a little excursion for a little while tonight.
If it was me, I would go early in the morning, you know, when the light's coming up.
Early in the morning?
When the light's coming up. Yeah, we don't need you finding them right now. We just need you finding their structures and their blinds and the information.
Oh, yeah. Right. I don't know. I might wait until the morning. I don't know yet.
Yeah, because they whenever you know how twilight is, where it's like a blue out there and you can still see real good.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the vision that they have out there at that time. It's like just as good as almost, daylight.
Right.
So what we're thinking, we trying to make out that black figure, they're looking at us like, they can't see me, or they think I'm a shadow.
Right.
But that's also a way that we capture a lot of images, is not letting them know that we can see them. Or take that picture over your shoulder once in a while.
Yeah. Definitely.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what the weather forecast said for tonight.
I think
there was a reason why I was going to. I'm trying to, let's see.
I think it's new moon too, so it'll be pitch dark. I mean.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, it will be real dark, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Not the best time to be out there. Well, I mean, no time really. It's not even full moons because they hunt really more then.
I'll tell you what, there was a full moon right the other night.
What went on?
If I hadn't been feeling bad, I would have probably took off then.
Yeah, that was also the blood moon too.
Oh yeah. Also the hunter's moon, right?
Yep. So there was some killing going on.
Hopefully it was. If there was killing going on, hopefully it wasn't nobody that I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, or anybody for that matter. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Want anybody to get hurt.
Not like this,
Mm-hmm.
Well, not anybody.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Well, yeah. we know how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah. No really unusual activity. I still hadn't heard those quote unquote coyotes again.
That's good.
So I guess we're good so far.
That's good, and I know that you've been kind of indoors also because you've been a little under the weather kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll get a chance. Let's try to listen out there and see what's going on while we were indoors sick watching TV.
Right. Get out and move around.
Yeah, just listen to everything.
Right. All right, man. Well, I guess I'm gonna go in and listen to the rest of your thing. I'm kind of curious about what are you gonna be saying.
Okay. We're gonna make one or two calls and then.
That should be good.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna make a couple more calls and we'll be started.
All right, 10-4, man.
All right.
Good talking to you.
All right. I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, well, not tomorrow, Monday.
Okay, Monday. Yeah, you work. Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, we got you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
That is our North Carolina check-in. He's been under the weather, like we said, so we'll give him a couple more days, and he will be doing some scouting in his area, which we recommend you do scouting in your area. Take that 50 yards out, go out and look. You know, find those structures, find things that are around you, protect your family. And if you do have a first-hand encounter, and you may need some answers, we're going to do some after this, after we make our check-ins. Our next caller or person may be at work around this time, but she's a mother, and she's got some daughters, and she's in an occupied area, and we're just going to check in on her also.
Hello?
Hey, we're doing a check-in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's probably got back.
What?
I said he's probably got home. I just probably got back.
Oh, I thought you meant you was out back, at work.
Oh, no. Hi. Yes, I just probably got home.
Oh, okay. That's good. Well, we're just doing a check-in with all the trackers and the past guests in the occupied areas, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And see if you have any new disturbances, or if you're getting more safe in your area.
I'm not really sure, but at work, it's just at work, where the bins are at. That's just that part. It's kind of getting more scarier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at Walmart, and here, the only time we heard something was when it really rained. And that's about the only time. I haven't seen or hear anything yet.
Okay. Have you used your car alarm during the thunderstorms or rain?
No, I don't think I did. I did.
Yeah, whenever you hear thunder or feel the tremor, beep your car alarm outside, and those groups of Bigfoots will leave your area. They'll go to the next place, but they'll leave you alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just all we did was just watch TV all night, and then I think I didn't go to sleep until like about 3:30 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can just hear thunder and lightning, everything all around us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's more of hearing them walking behind the trash bins and stuff in the woods.
Oh, yeah, at work?
Yes, and nobody believed me. I kept telling them, you had that feeling that somebody's watching you. And every time I go to the back, I have that feeling. But the last time I went back there, and I heard footsteps, like real heavy, crunching noises, and I told them, and this little girl was telling me, oh yeah, when you weren't here, I went back there to empty the organics with the other guy, and he even heard it. It was following us on the side, going back towards the store. I said, I told you guys to be careful, make sure to dump that stuff before it gets dark.
Yeah.
But she was telling me that. And then, maybe about 3 days ago, she was telling me the same thing. She said, I was sitting out here and I heard that yell again, the one we heard.
Mm.
It was like that roar when my granddaughter was, playing on the trampoline.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Mm.
And I told her, I said, was it like this, the same thing that we heard the last time? She said, yes.
Yeah.
So they're getting I'm thinking the food, the rotten food, that's in that trash bin. I think that's what they want. they're trying to get to, or either they probably did because they don't lock that. They leave it open.
They don't lock that?
They used to lock it, but somehow they lost the key and they don't lock it no more.
Buy a lock, lock it up, and give it to the manager.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what they were gonna do. I'm not sure if they did that because I don't go out there. I already told them. I told them I ain't going out there again.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Why?" So I told them. I said, "I keep telling you guys, there's something back there. Somebody's gonna be missing pretty soon because I'm letting you guys know already." Yeah. I said, "I'm not going back there."
Yeah, I figure if you put a lock on it and give it to the manager would have to walk it out or walk somebody out every time.
Exactly. They're the ones that don't believe,
They don't. They know they're not going after it, though. Too many people have reported it.
Yeah, exactly. And then some of these people around here, they're just like, "Oh yeah, we don't believe in that." And I'm just thinking, wow, how could you not? Everybody's seen it around here. The people that I talk to,
yeah,
that live around here, has seen the Bigfoot. But my best friend, my coworker, I told her about it, and she didn't believe me until she seen that video that my son took. She was surprised that it's just, down the road.
Yeah, well, it's not just down the road,
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, we've seen some in Manny, too, coming back up. But she kind of didn't believe us until she saw the video. Yeah. So now she says when she's coming back from Leesville, she, has to really be careful. At first, she wasn't because, she figured, there's nothing out there that could hurt me.
That's what a lot of people think.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, that's probably about the only thing that's going on is, behind Walmart, all those trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's probably one or two back there.
Oh, they're always in a group from at least 8 to 20. So.
Wow. And I don't go back there. Because I heard it, my coworker seen it, and he ran from me. And I'm just like, I got left behind. And after that, I said, I ain't going back there with no one. You guys are going to leave me back there again. And I ain't going over there. I told the managers, I am not going back there. I don't care, you write me up, whatever. I ain't going back there. There's no way.
And they shouldn't have anybody going out there at that time anyway. I mean, that's just a safety precaution.
Exactly. Especially women. They told that little girl, I think she's about 18, 19. They told her, you can go back there by yourself. I said, no, you can't. No.
No.
But she said, I did one time. I was like, oh my gosh. I told her, I said, I told you not to go back there by yourself, or at night, don't go back there. But now, after she heard that twice, and then the yell the third time, she said, that's it. I said, I already told you. Now you believe me. If her dad's the one that's seen a Bigfoot going back to Robeline, I guess they live kind of way deep in the forest area. That's the one that said that, the Bigfoot was on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stood up. When it stood up, it was very, very tall.
Well, I'm glad she's gotten that many chances.
Yeah, she's young. So, I told her stay away from the back of the building.
Wow. That place is a hot spot right now.
Where? In Robeline or?
Well, I mean your work right now.
Oh yeah, the Walmart, yeah.
And that's not even in the town area, right? That's by itself.
Yeah, that's like out of Manny. I looked on Google Map, and there's nothing but trees in the back area. A few homes, like some something something road back there. There's a few homes, but in between them, they're like trees, this massive trees. That's where they found that dead girl, the one that was hiding in the bushes.
Well, she was trying to get away from something, huh?
Yeah, yes, it seemed that way because they said there were long scratches on her legs.
Mm. And so she had a lot of blood loss, huh?
Yes, that's what we were told. The people that know her, but they were telling us that the police were saying that she had crawled or something had happened to her, and she had crawled in somewhere, but they said that it was hard to get to her when she crawled like way deep into the thorns. I don't know what kind of thorns they have out here, but they said she had crawled deep into those thorns, and that looked like she was, trying to get away from something. That's what her family's saying.
Yeah, and goes along with all the missing people, all the drownings in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how people just don't put two and two together.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, how are you gonna, your boat smashed and then they find a body in one area, and then they find another body like a couple of miles away in a different area in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then the boat smashed. How? It's. I mean, there's like I think 6 people that lost their lives in 1 year with supposedly their boat sank. One, when they took pictures of it, it was it's dented on one side, it was smashed. And the other one, the boat was like sideways. And they each had like 2 or 3 people that were gone, and it's in the same area. That's where I told you about my daughter and her friends. They went out there at midnight. I don't know what they were doing out there, but something chased them. And that's why I told my daughter not to go out there.
Yeah, we know it was a Bigfoot that was chasing them.
Yeah.
Or multiple. They're never alone.
Mm-hmm. That's what I told her.
Yeah, because even the one that you're looking at, that's the decoy. That's not the one that's coming up on on your side.
Yeah. And I was telling my husband about, like the bird noises, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, how do you know that it's not a Bigfoot?
Yep.
And he said, oh, those are birds. I said, how do you know? They sound like birds. Well, I heard that. I told him I heard that they can mimic birds.
Yep.
So I told him I ain't going out there at night.
Send him out to let him find out.
He's like, do you want me to get your purse? I said, yes, I ain't going out there at night.
Yeah.
And I told my daughter, their daughters were jumping on the trampoline. And about 8 o'clock, it was dark. I said, you guys can come back inside. I said, you don't know what's going to come down that road because it's all pitch black dark,
Yeah.
From the second house behind us all the way down. It's nothing but trees. It's dark. There's no street light whatsoever. And I said, you don't know what's going to be running from down there.
And they're standing right at the edge of that light. That's how close they are.
Exactly. That's what my son told me. He was walking back from his friend's house, and he said that it stayed in the tree line, and then at the street light, it didn't get close to the, like the street light. It was like around, like kind of like a circle,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't pass that light. It stayed in the dark area.
Yeah.
That's when once he passed that light, he said he started running.
Yeah, that was his break.
Mm-hmm. I was just like, I was getting after him.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. Because you never know, they can take you.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure.
Like they can take dogs and cats and stuff. And I mean, I've seen one video where there was one. I think it's like a baby, like a juvenile. I saw it really shaking that tree. That tree was tall, and it was shaking it back and forth, and people were saying, "Oh, it's a teenager shaking that tree." I said, "No." I told Dwayne, I said, "I don't think it's it's a human, because it's not going to be really bending it and shaking it back and forth. If it was a human." I said, that Bigfoot right there, I said, it's bending the tree. But we've seen some videos the other night. He told me, "I'm getting tired of watching Bigfoot." I said, "Well, you're gonna have to watch it, because it's just living right there, right in those trees," I said.
Yep.
And my brother wants to come down from New Mexico, and he's like, "Wow, we've seen Boggy Creek, but this is right there." I said, "Yes." He's like, "I want to see one." I was like, "Oh,
Actually, you'll need to get that DVD. And there's some on there if he wants to see some, but it explains a lot more also.
See, yeah, that's what I want to do." Oh. Yeah, that's what I was telling him about too, about that video too. He hasn't called me back yet. I'll probably let him know. I know, I seen your address there. Do you guys take money order, or?
Yeah, we'll also. I mean, yeah. Once you send, we'll send right away, and we'll just wait on that.
Okay. All right. I seen that on your page, and I did let him know about that, and
Good.
and yeah, they just live like they're just in these trees, like not even that far away from us. Let's see. Hold on. Did you have to? Oh, the car keys. Julie's boyfriend said he wants to fix the volume. Oh, okay. If he wants to hear it. Oh, okay. Is this, where's the car keys? Is this it? Is this it? Oh, go look for the car keys. And he said he thinks he can fix the gray car too. Oh, okay. Check up there. Oh, yeah. That's my daughter. She's looking for my car keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's hopefully they'll be coming down soon. So I did let him watch the videos.
Were you the one who sent Steve the video of the game cam of the Bigfoot that kind of stepped out on the left, like the little juvenile?
A what?
It's like a little juvenile Bigfoot that stepped out in one of the cams.
Oh yeah, when my son and my brother were filming, yeah, I think they seen the bigger one first. That's with the big arrow on it.
Yeah.
And then that's when my brother was walking. I don't think my brother seen it. I think my son did, until my brother started walking to where he kind of stopped and got kind of scared and moved back. And then he starts laughing, and then he starts walking forward. And then the little one, that's when my brother says, "There's a little one right there. There's a little one." But my husband's the one that's seen what you seen. There was a lot more in the trees.
Yeah.
He said, "There's another one right here. There's another one right here." So I was trying to look at it. But I just seen the little one, it was darker, from looking from the tree line.
Yeah.
And that's what, people were trying to make it clearer, and they were saying that it was shaking too much. And I just used my iPhone. I have a 12 Pro Max, and I was just messing with the little picture there, just messing with it. And then that picture came out where, it has that gray face that it kind of looks like, it looks like a monkey with, like the dark fur.
Yeah.
That's how it came out.
Yeah. So we want you to be very careful around your wood line.
Yes, I don't go outside at night.
Good.
And,
yeah.
it's just creepy down, down towards the road. And there's little kids that play outside, and before it gets dark, that's when they go back in. So I'm thinking they know. They seen them. That's why they go back in at night, towards, before it gets dark.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
But everybody who does know, they do. They prepare for the night.
Yeah, and then there's hardly anybody out on, like I said, on the roads, on the streets at night.
Yep. Yeah, unless you got night vision and thermal and things like that, it's not really recommended to be out in the woods and things like that at night.
See, that's what my dad was saying. I have my night vision. He has something. He goes, I use this at night, and I look around. I was just like, oh my God. You get one of these, he says.
Yeah. And a weapon.
What was that?
And a weapon.
Oh yeah. That's what I was telling my husband too. I said we need to get some guns or something.
Yep.
And he was just staring at me.
Well, what we do is whenever we go out to the field, all the the weapons that I carry and all the ammo, that's for me.
Uh-huh.
So if another person wants to go and take film or something, I mean,
Yeah.
they normally they wouldn't go with us anyway, but I always say that, well, this weapon's for me, it's not for you.
Yeah.
So get that. If your husband don't want a weapon, you get a weapon for you. Get a shotgun for you.
Yeah.
Get one for your kids.
That's what I was telling my dad. I said, I think I'm just gonna get me one, for myself.
Yeah. And let your husband know this weapon is for me. If something comes out that wood, I'm not shooting to protect you. This one's for me. This is my weapon. And that's even in the military. They'll say, this is my weapon.
Yeah.
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 And learn how to shoot it, learn how to reload real fast, everything.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about the only thing that really happened was by Walmart.
Okay, so you're gonna have to keep. Well, I mean, you don't have to keep an eye on it. Just keep an ear out because they're gonna tell you every day something happened.
Yeah, it's crazy, but they don't. They just. I don't know if they believe, if they don't believe, but they're just like, something's in the woods. I said, Bigfoot is in the woods.
Yep.
And then they said, oh, people live back there. I said, nobody ain't going to be going down the ditch and coming back up every single night just to just to look at you.
Yeah, just to look at you.
They looked at me and they started laughing. I said, it's true, I mean,
yeah.
They wouldn't talk to you. They're going to come up to you. If they want something, they're going to ask you for it. They're not just going to peep at you from the dark.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's true too. And I'm just, oh my gosh.
And they're not going to be out there in that dark with Bigfoots around there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know because right behind Walmart, you can hear a whole bunch of dogs barking like all at one time. Like they're chasing something.
Well, that's probably a group of Bigfoots out there making that noise, mimicking.
Maybe, and then one was making a sound like a bull. How like the bull. And then I said, "How is there a bull back there?" Oh, that's a cow. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Is there a farm back there? And they're like, no, they're just trailers. I'm pretty sure if there's like a trailer park, they're not going to have a farm.
Yeah.
And they kind of caught themselves after that. And just like, oh my, these people are crazy.
But at least you won't be the one that's missing out there.
Yes.
And if they don't listen, that's all we can do is just let them know. And if they're not going to listen, that falls on them then.
Yeah. It's true too.
Yeah. We're all responsible for ourselves, so.
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to. I don't know what he did. My husband put my car keys somewhere. We're trying to look for it. At the same time.
Yeah, always keep it. I mean, everything has to be in order, I guess.
Yeah.
Car keys. I mean, we catch ourselves all the time too. We got to make sure we have our car keys in our spot where we know it's at, where flashlights are, where our weapons are. You know, everything.
Exactly. And then you don't know when the lights, the electric's going to go out. So you have to have flashlights and water, everything. That's what I do.
Good, good.
Yes. See, that's, common sense. You never know. And you always have a lighter. Anytime I go anywhere, I always have a lighter too.
Good. Always be prepared. Okay, hey, we're gonna call in another person, and then we'll check back in with you tomorrow night also.
Okay, that sounds good.
And I'm thankful and happy and glad that you're aware and you know what's going on around you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for checking in on us.
Yeah, we will. We want to keep up with you because you are in a hot spot. We want to kind of see what's going on there.
Okay.
All right. You have a great night.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Night.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was another Louisiana caller. They've had a lot of activity and needed some answers. And so we provided those for them, and they're looking at things differently now, and they're seeing a lot more, and they're able to help and also to warn other people who have been told it's a bird or some kind of other excuse than the truth. So we're going to call our next friend who was just on the other night. We're going to check in with him. Very good person. And he may have some updates for us or some information that you may need to hear. And then we're going to go into tonight's information, because I want to give you some information on how to check your areas and what to look for especially on these weekends of camping and fishing and hiking and swimming activities.
Hey, Leslie, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? We're actually on air. We're doing a check-in and see.
Yeah.
I thought we would warn you this time about being on air.
Oh yeah, my language restrictor on. The restrictor plate set back on. Doing good. Man, I don't have any updates. How's everything going on you guys' end?
Ours, we're beating the brush, back and getting us some good visual through our brush lines, and we still have a lot of work to do. We're in a new area, so we're doing our due diligence, I guess you would say.
Recon work probably a bit if you're going into a new area.
Yeah, well, we did that for about a week about 2 weeks. We just did a lot of observation and recon. And then whenever the time was right, then we hit them.
Finding anything interesting yet?
Well, we got the blinds where they've been watching this area, but this place wasn't really occupied. But the neighbors in this area were being viewed from this area.
Oh wow!
So and that they had put some blinds up and some structures, and what we've been doing is cleaning out, but not disturbing, or I guess we're leaving the framework, but we're cleaning out around the framework.
Kind of the little bit of the underbrush, kind of the tidying up, I guess you'd say.
Well, we're just completely making it looking like as clean as a football field, I guess you'd say. But we're trimming down all the brush, and we're leaving just the framework.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that explains the saw blade.
Yeah.
Something else on that. Hey, one thing I've found that lasts and they don't jump around so bad on those, because I use one of those too for trimming trees and stuff, is using a metal blade. They cut through the wood just as well, usually, unless the wood's like really dense and wet. But it doesn't like try to jump and pop out on you so bad. And that around. It's just a little something I'd done out of, I don't know, I think I probably grabbed one out of, because it's too lazy to go back to Home Depot and use it. And I'm, man,
it actually works.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't have anything to report on my end. I think I was wanting to head up around Coons next weekend, but got family coming into town, so it's probably going to be the weekend after that. Just camp out and kind of take in everything and see what I hear. See what I hear, and hopefully don't see anything. Yeah,
where's the area at Coons? Is that Texas or?
Yeah, it's I guess as you head east out of Houston, before you Beaumont, there's a highway you turn north, and it's actually Coons is up around in the Big Thicket near the kind of near the Angeline River, and then the Sabine River is not too much farther than that.
Yeah, that's Huntsville. Is that around there? Huntsville.
I'm sorry.
I think Huntsville's around there, isn't it?
Huntsville's more back over to the east.
Oh.
To the west.
Okay.
Huntsville's more west, directly north of Houston. I've heard that Huntsville, the Sam Houston area has calmed down quite a bit, but I don't know. I've never had the urge to go spend much time in there. But have you ever seen on YouTube it's the torn up camp video?
No, I sure haven't. You got like a name for that, or?
It's called the torn up camp video.
Oh, okay. That specifies.
I wasn't trying to be smart, Alec, but you mention it. That's exactly what it's called.
Okay.
But I would call it researchers, I guess. Came across the camp there in the Sam Houston National Forest, going up towards Huntsville, and the camp is just torn to shreds. And even the trees around it on one side coming into camp, it looks like a bulldozer came through and just smashed these trees. Long story short, I think there was nobody left in camp, and there was even the fire was strewn about. There were smoldering pieces of firewood everywhere, and I think they were finding footprints, but they could tell there was nobody there. So they called into the Forest Service there, because it's in the National Forest, and said, "Hey, you guys need to come investigate this. There's possibly some missing or injured campers." And Forest Service said, "No, we'll do it in the morning." So then the individuals called the Sheriff's Department. So the Sheriff's Department mobilized a posse to come out and look for them. This is secondhand, so I wasn't there, so this is what I had heard. And I guess at some point the Forest Service, because Huntsville's got the best search and rescue posse in the country. They're just a really outstanding, well-staffed, well-trained search and rescue posse with horses, four-wheel drives, and everything. And they were told by the Forest Service to stand down. And luckily, Huntsville's sheriff had the cojones to say, "No, I'm the elected law enforcement official in this county, and so what I say goes, and we're going to go look." They did. Yes, they found 3 dead people, and then the guys that called it in got arrested for not tampering with the crime scene, interfering with the crime scene.
Yeah.
They posted it on YouTube. Well, one of the gentlemen was he was retired from NASA here down at Johnson Space Center, and he had a good attorney, or knew a good attorney, and the attorney looked into it, and come to find out, this is it doesn't surprise me, but irritates me a bit, is the Sam Houston National Forest is deemed a biopreserve. It's got that biopreserve designation. But biopreserve designation, if you look into it more, is every national park or national forest in the country that is designated that is actually property of the UN, which there was some type of agreement passed by Gerald Ford when he was president in the 70s of the UN to hand over all that. Every national forest or park is deemed as biopreserve. So with that, the attorney said, well, if this is not U.S. land, then U.S. law doesn't apply. So the law that you're holding them for is null and void. That's what got about. But hearing about that, that's what it had. Why?
Yeah.
It kind of ruffles the feathers even more. So, yeah, there's a little footnote there. Something to keep in mind, I guess, if you ever are in a national park or national forest and they come down on you for whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
It's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. Because a couple of years ago, my brother, God bless him, he's a free-spirited guy. He got thrown in jail up at Lake Powell, which is designated biopreserve too, because they were stopped by the Park Service or whatever law enforcement agency was on that weekend, and they tried to board the boat, and he said, no, you can't do it. You don't have a search warrant. And they said, we're coming on anyways. And he tried to prevent them from doing that. So he spent 3 days in jail. I told him, I said, 2 things. Here's another thing in National Park that people don't realize too. When you pay your fee to go in and you sign your little receipt, on that receipt, you give consent to search all of your, so if you're camping there, technically under the Fourth Amendment, you should, you're free from unreasonable searches and seizures. So your camp would actually be your home, right? So, but when you sign that little receipt, when you pay to go in, you're signing consent. So you have no rights for that whatsoever, just in case people don't know. And then especially with the the biopreserve. Now, not all national parks are like that, but I think a good percentage, more are than aren't. Because I've Googled on them, and each one, quite a few of them, and sometimes they'll say, the title of it, they'll say biopreserved, and every once in a while it doesn't. So I don't know what their criteria would be for labeling one and not labeling one that.
Yeah, being overseen by the United Nations, that's a private thing.
I'm not real. I'm not anti-government. I'm anti-big government.
Yeah.
A little bit needs to be there to keep, but overreaching is getting really bad. But,
yeah, and even whenever you invite the United Nations in, whenever you, however this deal was made, when you invite them in, they get complete authority, and they become in charge of any military or force or service that's in that area.
Supposedly, yes, they do that, but I've researched the Posse Comitatus Act quite a bit, and I think there is a part there. It comes down to what the local government really allows to do. They're usually going to allow everything to be trampled on. But I think if say a county sheriff, which is a county sheriff, that's the only law enforcement official that is an elected law enforcement official. So by the way our Constitution is set up, the county sheriff should have, and does have, as long as he enforces it, supreme law over the land. Versus the FBI comes in. Now states' rights trump federal rights. Okay, so the county sheriff should have the final say, as long as they, enforce it. It depends on the sheriff. Some sheriffs are that way. But now, as far as the UN, I think there's a part now. Posse Comitatus covers use of military force on our civilian personnel, civilian people. And it also covers foreign occupancy of our U.S. soil. So I think, I need to look into it more before I could discuss it better. But I think that is preventative of something like that, because I know it is against our Constitution for us to be ruled by a foreign military force.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work.
It's supposed to, but also, here's one thing too, and I don't want to, I don't mean to turn this into a political thing, but do you remember a few years ago the big in Nevada, the big Bundy cattle standoff?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the first time in our country's history since the Civil War that our federal government backed away from an armed standoff with civilian militia.
Yep.
First time. And it didn't make the news hardly anywhere. Even Fox started covering it, and at some point, before everything went down, they pulled out of it. So, which kind of raised my suspicion there too, that I think they're just as guilty of misinformation as CNN in a lot of ways. So, but anyways, there was a constitutional teacher from Phoenix that heard about it when it went down, and he was and honestly, I think I always got the impression that he was pretty liberal. So I was really happy to see the unbiased coverage of it that he did. But he went. I'll try to find them for you again if they haven't been taken down on YouTube. He did a 2-part video on the whole thing. And he went from Phoenix over to there. And I'll be honest with you, the only reason I didn't go there, because I was working in San Diego at the time, the only reason I didn't go there is because I have a daughter and I can't be a father from jail. There's the risk of that it could have been bad. I didn't want to take that risk. I'm a dad first, and we'll see how everything else plays out. So it was a tough decision for me not to go, but I watched it all unfold, and luckily this guy, he did a great videography of it in showing that when he got there, he was talking to a lot of people and stuff, and they showed where the Cliven Bundy was calling out to the Clark County Sheriff and said, "You need to come out here and show yourself and talk to us, because I don't recognize the Bureau of Land Management's authority," which I don't blame them. They've gotten far overreaching. And there was Bureau, because this was federal lands that the Bundys had the homestead rights to for grazing since the turn of the century. So just to give you a little background, they maintained their contract per what the Homestead Act was, and then I think it was the 1960s or so. Then that's when the BLM was formed. I could be wrong on that date. Well, the BLM came in and said, "Well, no, you got to start paying us your grazing fees, not the county." So the Bundys said, "No, we're going to keep paying the county." Because once you had done that to the BLM, then that's agreeing to their contract. So for years, it was this issue, and then in recent years, the issue became even bigger for other reasons. But they were claiming that the Bundys owed over $2 million in back grazing fees, and that's why they were doing this. And they seized their cattle and blocked them from their land and stuff, and they were going in shooting the cattle and tearing up the infrastructure. Part of the agreement of that homestead agreement for grazing was to maintain a certain infrastructure, and one of them was the water. Water and cattle. And during that time when they were locked out, BLM came in with tractors and was ripping all that stuff out. And I think that's kind of a default. Hey, you don't have the infrastructure maintained, so here's another default on your contract. But anyways, how it all came down was the county sheriff. He didn't do much, but people came from all over the country, and Interstate 15 was shut down, and there was guys, laying on the interstate, guns laying over the K-rail, pointed down at the BLM agents, and they were all tacticaled out. You know, BLM and Park Service, which is it wasn't Park Service land. But anyways, so they backed out, let the Bundys in, let them get their cattle back. And they got most of them back, but I think they lost like 30% of them. Anyways, in the coming weeks, then they arrested Clive Bundy and Amon, his son. And it took them about a year in court. The Bundys represented themselves in court and won and beat the government, and the truth came out. The actual bill would have been, if they had been paying it, that they were behind was only $800 for all that. But anyways, I didn't mean to go on that tirade with you, but there's just, you know, on so-called federal lands, it's like, you know, they're supposed to be public lands, and it kind of strikes a nerve with me, and of course, I'm sure as you do as well. You know, just how, you know, they make us think they give us our rights, but what they don't understand is we have these rights, and they're trying to take them away. It's a different ballgame. We don't get them from them, but they try to take them away from us.
Yeah, and like we say, I know I got more rights than that list.
Right. And, you know, the more people give up, you know, and just concede to it, once you lose a right, you're probably never going to get it back. So cherish the ones we have and don't give them up so easily just by thinking, well, you know, it's not that big a deal. Well, eventually it adds up into a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, enough of that. But yeah, when we get a couple of weeks here, when we cruise over to Coons, as long as it's not too blazing hot, let you guys know. Hopefully, yeah, it'd be good to see it again under a little bit different perspective now, for sure.
Yeah, well, you never know. We may have some free time to maybe do a little camping or something.
That'd be cool. That'd be great.
And
That'd be
what's
nice.
that, June
What's that?
festival? You know about the Falk Bigfoot festival?
Falk. No, I've heard of it. I don't know when it is. I know it's up in Arkansas or Texarkana or something, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Arkansas, Oklahoma border, kind of heading towards Shreveport.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that's on the 19th-ish, somewhere.
Of November?
Yeah, no, of this month.
June.
What is it?
Oh,
June.
Man. Are you guys planning on going to that?
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna mark it on my calendar and try to make it up there. I can't think of anything around that time on the 19th that I got going on so far, so I'll plan on heading up there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a booth up there.
Oh, you guys! Oh, awesome. I might drag my fifth wheel up there, so I'm sure I got a place to stay.
Yeah.
Just my home away from home.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Working on the road so much, I got tired of hotels. The best thing I ever did was buy that trailer.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Trailer trash.
Yeah. Like we say, if we was going to camp, we want to have mobilization with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, not caught out there and something. We want to be able to, like, if it's time to go or time to move, we want to.
I can have that thing run 30 minutes. People laugh if I don't care about my dishes and stuff.
Yeah.
Throw the coffee maker in the sink. Let's go.
That's right. That's all we need, that coffee.
I gotta mark that on my calendar. Plan on being there. I'd love to get up with you guys and
yeah, we need to Google the date. I'm not sure when it is, actually, but it's around the 19th, I believe. We gotta kind of make our own plans, because we've been doing all this and then the brush line and all that stuff. So, but we'll be there for sure on that one.
Are you going to be a guest speaker at all?
No, I don't. They haven't got me as a speaker, and most people don't want to. I don't know. Hear the truth too much.
Yeah, that's. But you know what? At some point, though, at some point, your message getting out there more. At some point, they're gonna start seeking it out more. But I think it's just in the beginning. I think it's. I don't know. You know, so many people don't want to hear what doesn't reinforce their image. You know.
Yeah.
So it's you know, people get weird. It's definitely a vicious group. Unfortunately.
But we have found the quality in some of the people.
Yeah.
You know, there's a group that's, you know, mimickers or whatever, but there's always genuine people in that cluster, I guess, that it's kind of just like weeding out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you let the cows milk sit for a couple of days and the cream rises to the surface.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
Over time, things separate themselves out. Hopefully, you can, if Ron Moorhead is there, hopefully you can speak with him a bit, because he started out, you know, with, you know, you know, that, well, maybe this was just an ape. You know, they had a lot of experiences. He's the one that recorded all the Sierra sound, which are amazing. But he said over time, he started realizing there's way more to this. You know, there's more to this than just an undiscovered ape. And, you know, they discovered the speech pattern and the vocalization and everything like that. It opened up his Pandora's box. And he's a very, in my opinion, very open-minded, logical, not argumentative in the least, and that's very endearing. What I've seen, you know, some of the you know, some of the things that he spoke at, and I don't know if you've ever seen that show, and God bless him, I think it's more theatrical than anything, but there's a series called Killing Bigfoot. Texas Bigfoot Research Conservancy. That, you know, this. I don't know if you've seen them. I saved some of their videos on YouTube and watched them, and they're. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely on the side they're on. I just don't. I don't think they're going to do anything. You know, with what they got going on. You got sound like a bunch of rhinos that eat out in the forest. Now you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know who's all gonna be there. We just kind of got wind of this and got into it. You know, it's our first time to really do something like this, but we thought, hey, you know, this may be a good way for us to meet a lot of people and get some of this word out.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna mark it on my calendar and get the details on it and stuff, but try to make it up there, because I think it'd only be maybe a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Oh wow, that's that.
Because I used to go to Albert, Arkansas. I was taking a girl from there, and we'd go up there to see her family sometimes. I want to say it's maybe 4 hours at the most. I don't think it's that far.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely like to do that. And then especially it's nice to just, you know, see you get more well known too, because of the, you know, getting your findings out there. That's you've gotten, you know, you've done some, in my opinion, that'd be life-saving work. You know, if people know know more of this stuff, and the more they know, the safer they could be. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, definitely try to make it up there.
Yeah, that sounds like it sounds like it's gonna be pretty interesting up there this time.
Yeah, it's not. Have you been to the Hanobi one? The Hanobi big one?
I went to that one last year, but I think with the COVID, it just seemed like a little.
Shut it down.
Yeah, and And there were some other guys there, like the Southern Bigfoot Alliance, and they didn't have. They had a couple of tracks, but they didn't have any information. It was more like I didn't even know what they were doing there, really.
I wonder if it might be because the guys on killing Bigfoot. There's some. They used to be Texas Bigfoot Research and Service. There's something else. But I believe it was quite a few years back at the Hanobi conference. They got into a big argument with a non-kill, some non-kill members in the audience, and it was. But when the two dogs barking at each other, at some point they don't even know what to bark at each other. When the camera's panning around, and I noticed that because it was their show. I noticed there's Ron Moorhead sitting in the background, just kicking back with his arms folded, just such a non-judgmental guy, and it was so funny to just see him sit there going, really no expression. He's just, he's listening. Oh man, I bet he's loving this.
Yeah, I was interviewed one time, and he said, one of the guys said, he goes, I have to ask you this, and it's weighing on me, and we never met before, but I was just been interviewed, and he goes, are you a kill or a no kill on Bigfoot? And I said, well, I'm pro kill, but I'm saying, if there's no Bigfoots around me, I'm no kill.
Exactly, that's a damn good point. If they're not here, I'm not going to kill them.
Yeah.
That's man.
And one of the trackers we was talking, and they said, so if a Bigfoot pops out, and it's got a visual, what is it, go or no go? I said it's go, and once I hear you shooting, I'm bringing mine. And we want to don't be around us. Is all I gotta say, Bigfoot.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's with all the discussion that I've had with you on this stuff, it helped me compartmentalize where a lot of my feelings and questions are on this stuff. I wouldn't hesitate for a second either.
No.
It just, at one point I'm like, if they're not doing anything to me, I'm not gonna, I didn't want to push it, because I don't know if we talked about this. When I had my house over in Leak City, I'm pretty sure it was what we were experiencing coming around the house, because we had a green belt there and had a lot of deer coming through, even though it was kind of seemingly in town, less than a mile from NASA Johnson Space Center. But I just always kind of thought, I don't know, maybe. But then too many things started adding up. For one, my friend Jill lived there. We bought a duplex as a joint investment, and she lived on one side, I lived on the other. And she felt the touch that was running. Yeah, there's something in the bushes right there. All right, what is it? I thought maybe it was hogs or something. But it seemed like it would always mess with girls. Jen come running in one time. Man, there's something in. What the hell's in the bushes? I don't know. Let's go look. I'd always walk out to the rifle. If it was a hog, heck yeah, we're gonna have bacon,
Yeah.
But then a couple other things that happened. And one night I was going to dump a raccoon out of this Havahart cap that I had. I took in the garage and shot it, so the neighbors didn't hear. And then I was gonna go dump it in the water by you. And as I walked down there, I was walking along the edge of the brush line, and I think I got within about 5 feet of whatever this was in the brush. This was at night, and it took off running straight away, just like a freight train. And it wasn't a deer. I've flushed enough deer in my life. I can tell you if it's a deer or an elk that takes off. And it definitely wasn't a deer, and it was bigger than a bobcat. The bobcats were like the only predators that you can see there.
Well, I know what it was.
I do too. I'm pretty sure. One night we came back from Pensacola. I think I might have did tell you to see that. I told Elizabeth this. Came back from Pensacola. We got in like about 2 a.m, and my friend Chad and Jackie, they're both from Washington, and Chad and I were back unhooking the boats. And I did a tandem tow back from Florida. And anyways, Jackie was getting stuff out of the Bronco, and we heard her scream, and she jumped back in the Bronco and said, "There's something right there by the door." So her door, passenger door, was on that side. And Chad and I walked around there, and we couldn't see anything. I think Chad had a little dinky flashlight, like a pen light, and we each grabbed the beer, and then we're standing there, and Chad's going, maybe it might have been just a raccoon. And Jackie said, "No, it was big." She said, "That was no raccoon." He said, "What did it look like?" She said, "I couldn't tell, but I could just see there's something creeping up right there." And and Chad said, "Well, how close did it get to you?" She said, "About 6 feet away." And so we're like, Chad, it's his wife, he's taking this seriously. I'm taking it seriously. So I chugged the rest of my beer, and then I stepped down into the brush. Chad comes in with me, and then we can hear this thing walking away. And it was definitely walking on 2 feet. I thought, you know what? If this is some freaking bum, I said, "Hey, man, you're really close to getting lead poisoning. If you don't identify yourself." And it kept walking and then stopped, finished the rest of my beer, and I winged it at it, which in the direction that I thought it was. Didn't move. I don't think I hit it. And then a few seconds later, then it just started just casually walking away. So we just kind of left it at that, didn't say anything. I don't know what their beliefs or anything was, so I didn't say anything. But by that time, I thought, AD. And so they get all this stuff in their car. They get ready to leave. They're pulling their car out of my driveway, and Chad goes, "Hey, don't let Skookum get you." I'm like, "God damn it, Chad, why'd you do that?" So I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night after that.
No.
Slept with my rifle in my bed.
Well, that's the best way to sleep.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes that's the only way I get to sleep.
Yeah, even in the military, when we're in those rucksacks, we had that weapon inside with that rucksack with us.
Mm-hmm. I got my Glock is near next to my pillow or just under it. So
yep.
Roll over and move my arm under my pillow, and sometimes it's just so comforting to feel that cold steel right there against your finger.
It is. And like us, I mean, we could be out, like even pushing that brush line back. Every now and then we'd call weapons check.
Uh-huh.
He said, make sure we know where that weapon is, no more than 10 feet, 10 yards at the most.
Yeah.
And while one was cutting brush, the other one was watching, and we had like the picture on like the stream for the night. It's got me by the tree or sitting by the tree, and
I saw that, man.
That's just waiting for someone while they're cutting brush, whatever. I got their back,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's yep, absolutely. That's a predator on the above an apex level.
Yep.
Yes,
yep. And like people were saying, what if you run into a Bigfoot, things like that. And I'm going, look at that picture. What if that Bigfoot ran up on me like that?
Yeah, it is. If that thing is going to come into sight of you, it already knows what you're about and what you got.
Yep.
And to come inside of you, that's either a challenge.
Yep.
Or you're stupid. And
yep.
I think probably the first.
Yeah. Yep. Trying to see what I will do if I'm who I am.
Yep.
If I'm gonna tuck, or if I'm gonna back up or something.
If it's a challenge, then the challenge turns into a test.
And it has to, and it has to be faced.
I do what? I'm going to do everything I can to pass that test.
You have to. Yeah. No other option.
Yeah. But that's about all I got right now. I'm gonna definitely mark that on my calendar, set a reminder for it. Look up some stuff there, see if any campgrounds available nearby there, or even if there's something. Sometimes I can get a hold of locals and get parking in somebody's driveway.
Yeah, we can actually help you with that.
Oh, cool.
We know Bigfoot down there.
Right on.
No, literally, his name's Keith Crabtree. Keith Crabtree.
Oh, is he related to?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay. Yeah.
And he's actually the one who played Bigfoot in that movie, Boggy Creek.
That movie, that was the movie that put the fear of God in me over everything.
I remember one time I was on Facebook and I had already met Keith, and I put out there that this tracker from Oklahoma is looking for Bigfoot. If anybody knows him, let him know this tracker's looking for him. They got a big thing going on in the Bigfoot world for a little while. And then he actually contacted me that way through there.
That's awesome.
And I said, yeah, Bigfoot. I said, oh, when I first met him, we was at that Hornaby Bigfoot Festival. And I told people, I told people that I met Bigfoot out there, and they said, so what happened? I said, well, I talked to him and he went home. He left.
For people that don't know the entire backstory, hey, wait, what just happened?
Yeah. But he's a good guy, and he's got some areas down there, and he likes to camp, and he's got some spots, and like I think there's some free public places, but
really? What would it be beneficial to bring the boat up or the side by side? Do you think?
Yes.
Oh, the boat or side by side.
Yes.
I can tow. No, I didn't know.
Yes.
Well, I can only do one or the other.
Oh.
I'm already pushing it with that 50 because I'm already at like 12,000 pounds, and the thing it's.
Well, hey, I would say the boat would be better because we can get some good
better access.
Yeah, and we can get into some places that a lot of people, around that bend where nobody goes. And that's where we're gonna find those caves and holes. And
I'll definitely bring the boat up then, and yep, I'll definitely bring it up. In fact, I was just gonna go launch it tonight and do a little bar hopping, social networking,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's good because you can go neighbor to or peer to peer.
I'm sorry.
You'll go peer to peer.
Yeah, there's a couple of places right on the water that are, just a little more. I don't have to fight traffic, just kind of a little bit more laid back. I don't like to drink and drive, but I don't mind idling my boat.
Hey, but also be careful. I mean, we're going to be talking about the water spirits and things here in just a little bit about things to look for out there.
Yeah, that's definitely on my mind a bit more, and definitely going to be taking different precautions, especially with my daughter and some of my ex. She loves the water too, and we do a lot of things on the water. And there's sometimes I tell her, don't get in. Yep. They don't listen, but
yeah,
they will now when it comes to this.
Yeah, and like we say, let's just do our scouting. Let's secure the area, then everybody have fun.
Yeah. Yes. That is a good plan. I remember, going camping with my dad. There was always planned. Everything was laid out. We had to get camp set up first, and clean up all sticker bushes first, set up camp, and he was regimented.
Yeah,
it's a good thing to put into the regiment now is secure your perimeter. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And we always try to have somebody watching that wood line, no matter what, And if there's a lot of uncles or brothers or something, everybody can. All the guys go out there and park the trucks to where they can sit in the back and watch that wood line where everybody else is having a good time.
Yep. Circle the wagons.
Yeah, just make it look like it's just us guys. We just want a little private time where y'all go have fun.
Yep.
And we do our job.
Definitely. And I guess I'm glad I said what I did about my brother being the way he is, but he is. When I talk to him about this stuff, he listens, and he doesn't refute or anything. He definitely wants to know, and because he's got kids and they like going out camping, and I've been telling him over these last few years, the more I've been finding out about certain things, and I'm sharing it with him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, makes sense, you know. Even down there around Arizona, Phoenix area.
Yep.
Even in the desert there. These things they're not, I don't think there's any habitat that's immune to them.
No, they're everywhere.
So, everything else going good with y'all?
Yeah, everything's going good. Well, you know, because all the things that we know, we're using all the techniques. We're doing our observations. So we're probably the only place that Bigfoots have probably decided to, go somewhere else to bother the neighbors.
Well, that's good though that they're thinking. If I understood you right, that if they know it's you guys, they're going to go somewhere else. That's what I'm getting. That's good. In my opinion, that's success. And I know there's a lot of people that are seeking these out, but to them that's failure because they're not getting to see them. But I'm glad to hear that because that is definitely a success. And then to boot, like you said, Patty was a pretty one.
Yep.
Yeah. There's God. And I'll be happy to go into more detail sometime. I'm okay with talking about it now on the night incident.
Yeah.
But man, was the face on the big one. That was the most bizarre thing I could imagine. It reminded me of a cartoon character with the exaggerated features and the jaw. That jaw being so big was like, I mean, the head was big enough already, but for the jaw to be so big, it looked like you could throw a cinder block at it and you could catch it in his mouth and just pulverize it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it was made for just smashing and destroying.
It was or is.
Have you ever seen there's he was a police sketch artist. I think he was from Winnemucca, Nevada. So he redrew. He was one of the best at drawing a description of somebody drawing their face without the facial hair. If it's a suspect that had a beard, he was he was the most accurate, I guess you could say, of drawing the face without the beard. And he redrew Patty, and the Patterson film, and man, that's a human-like face there with the high cheekbones. I mean, to be honest with you, it looked like an old friend of mine. I call him a friend. I forget his name. Yazi. The heck? I always called him Yazi. Now I can't remember. Anyways, he was Navajo. Like, wow, man, that looks like Yazi right there. And I wish I would have been able to find that episode and do a screenshot of that picture. Because it was, there was nothing deep about that thing. That so very human-like face. But like you said too, that was a pretty one.
Yeah, and their structure, it wouldn't be like a human face, because the DNA is multiple even on the face. So when you're looking at the right side, you're seeing the bear or the wolf or the fuzzy kind of thing, but on the other side you'll see a deer or a it's blended in. So
Wendigo.
Yeah, and his or the Patty was so covered up with the fur around the mouth area that we're not getting a look at that line that goes way back towards the ear, the mouth. And we're not getting to see what those teeth look like.
Right.
So whatever he drew was probably a pretty Patty. I mean, what I'm saying is, unless you've seen these things in their true form, that one was the pretty. That one's the showpiece.
Yeah. On that same subject, there was a gentleman that somewhere there in southern Utah, and I need to look into it a little bit more because it's my stomping grounds. But I think they were either around the Hurricane area of southern Utah, Hurricane St. George. And anyways, they had a lot of habituation, and they started seeing them. And he is a gentleman that owned a gravel pit there in the area. And so he thought it was tweakers, getting into his stuff. So he started staying out of the gravel pit in his old motorhome. And he'd seen a couple of them. And one of them that he saw was a female. And he said, man, I don't feel right saying this, but I'm going to say it. He said, she looked good. He said she was lightly hair covered. He said she had a body like the female wrestlers, just very well built. I call it, when I see a woman like that, I call it a thoroughbred. But that was what he was describing, and I'm like, wow. So I guess he said she wasn't, but like about 6.5 feet tall. So I imagine that she was a juvenile, but still, it's amazing to hear other people's accounts of what they saw, and their description. And some people just, God, I feel for the people that have seen the ugly ones, that I couldn't imagine anything uglier than the big one. It's just the grotesqueness. It's so startling,
Yeah, the
in the movie.
those are we're not supposed to see the ones in the darkness.
Well, I get that. I wish I knew the backstory on that night and what the deal was, but I think they've been coming in, making themselves known. That wasn't the first time they were there. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still don't get, in thinking back on it, why they didn't just bolt out of there, because where we pulled in on one end of the alley, we were the only ones there. The cops were on the other end of the alley. And why they didn't run out on our end at that time, I don't know. Unless maybe the cops had been at the other end of the alley. I don't know. Who knows?
Sound like to me, because I didn't know you, and I didn't even know that Tracker E was sharing your account, I guess you would say. And so, well, I mean, I was listening to it, and she's writing notes down, and I'm doing something else, and we started talking about it. I said, I don't know who that is, but somebody's getting set up.
Oh God, yeah, that was that add insult to injury. That whole incident. I mean, for it to be what it was, and when I had to get my interview at the office in Salt Lake, it was so maddening, because I felt like, wait a second, why am I on trial here? I did what I was asked to do. And then I flat told the guy, I remember I slapped the table and I said, look, man, I said, you think I asked for this shit? I said, you think I wanted to see what the hell I saw? And I said, then you're going to do this to me? I said, I told him to F off a few times, and I thought I was going to be in cuffs. But anyways, yeah, then after that same sheriff deputy was the one that pulled me over for driving on a suspended license. And then, because I'll never forget it, there was a specific teacher about it that I'll be happy to tell you offline.
Mm.
But when I saw him, I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? I didn't even know I was pulled over. He acted like he'd never seen me before. And this was a small town. One stoplight in that town.
Yep.
So, but anyways.
Yeah, whenever we get together for that Falk thing and we talk to Bigfoot, he's got a story just like that.
Man, I'd love to hear it, because that's, God, it's starting to find out there are more and more people out there that have gone through some of this. But I mean, everything's a little different. But
yeah,
some of the ones I've heard, I'm going,
yeah, God
dang, man, why did mine have to be so bad?
Yeah.
But and I know there's worse ones out there that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So, but it's really it's comforting, and I appreciate that a lot, Jerry. And when I reached out with Elizabeth, I was starting to get that like, man, here's somebody that I need to talk to, that I could talk to. So I knew I needed to, but I didn't know. And to be honest with you, you know what? After I called in that podcast and did the follow up and stuff, I'm not gonna throw his name out there anymore. But he's kind of treated me like shit ever since.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of, when I was hearing that, I like, this guy's talking to the wrong person.
Well, then, and one of the other problems was that really struck for was somebody who, one of his subscribers, somebody I grew up with, and he recognized my voice. And the reason, you know, in the past 10 years, I had to separate from him for our friendship because he's got anger issues.
Yeah.
And he's just always looking for confrontation. And he chimed in there and freaking put my name on there and all this, and I told Jeff, I take it down, man, get that off there, get that off. And he said, I blocked the guy, deleted that stuff. Well, then he found my YouTube channel and put some, which I'm just getting going because of it's marketing. It's, you know, we'll get into that later. But you know, anyway, so he commented online about one of my videos. It was a sailing video, and I'm like, man, I did the right thing a few years ago when, I mean, he got so bad, my brother just told him to get the hell out of the truck. Left him one. Yeah. And he called me, am I going to kick your brother's ass? I'm like, well, what happened? He told me, I said, well, when you see him again, kick his ass.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was just, I'm glad I got it out. And
we are too.
I was surprised that to get kind of like, you know, where he didn't hardly talk to me. I've sent him other information and stuff and no response. So that, well, maybe he's busy. I don't know. Maybe there's something I did to him that made him mad. I don't know. Anyways, if that's the case, hopefully I'll get the chance to talk about it sometime later. But
yeah, we knew that interviewer or that person, you know, some of the like when he commented, it was like, I mean, you was talking and he commented like right in the middle of where you was getting to, and I'm going, let the guy talk about what he's, you know, he's there right now. He's seeing it. Let him, so we can see it. And he just had to.
I did part of that when I listened to it. I had a hard time listening to it because, man, there's some of my sentences that I wasn't even finishing, and I was just my. Anyways, it was, you know, dang it, man. I meant more than just that in that sentence, but
yeah,
that's the first time that whole scenario came out of my mouth since I left the office in Salt Lake City. That's the first time it is. And so,
yeah,
I guess I wanted to get it all out as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And, anyways, it's, you know, it's what it is. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. So,
yep.
Just glad to be on the path that I am now. So,
Us too.
Thanks. All right. On this, I'm going to jump off and see how check on my daughter, see when she's getting off work and all that. You guys have a good night, and I'll probably talk to y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a call again around the same time because we gotta go through, you know, all the other trackers and everybody.
Okay, sounds good.
And also Tracker E, she does sketch work also. If you ever want to.
Yes, I would love to see this come out with you know, the description and see if it, you know, because there's some really weird features about this. Not weird, but just like really exaggerated features that I don't know. I just want to see if I don't know. I guess I've seen it, but I want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess I kind of want to on out.
Yeah, and I think everybody should.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the ones that we've seen and everything, and there's some pictures I think up on my page, probably on the Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch page, that has some of those sketches that she's done.
Okay, cool. Hey, have you guys ever been in touch with? And I think she would be a good one. Also, is Sevilla Irwin. She's in Texas.
How do you spell her name? So
Sybilla.
What was her last name?
Irwin, I believe it's. I think it's a IRWIN or ERWIN.
Okay.
I think she used to be BRFRO, but I'm not going to hold that against her.
Come to her senses.
Hey, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, so she's done a lot of great work, and she might be willing to talk to.
Okay.
Anyway,
Do you know anything about her as far as contact information, or
I'm friends with her on Facebook. I'll send her a Facebook message if you want to talk to her.
Yeah, that would be great, and see if we can.
Because years ago, I had reached out to her she took a report on somebody that was in Texas, and there was a reaction the individual had that like I can understand that reaction, and I never heard of it put into a report, and I'm like, wait, hold on. So, anyways, I reached out to her, and she just seems very, very open, outdoorsy lady who lives, I think, in San Antonio or something. And I could probably pretty much guarantee I don't think she's she's different enough. I don't think she's pro-kill, but I don't think she's anti. I think, but anyways,
Okay.
I always try to respect everybody's boundaries. That's all. I know they're good people with different boundaries, and they don't align with mine. That's okay. We can still be friends.
Yeah, and most people, even if they are not, pro-kill, whenever that situation occurs, sometimes that changes.
Sometimes, yeah, I think you're right. It can change.
Oh yeah, especially if it's coming at you and it's got. Then,
yeah.
Yeah.
Stop that bus or let it run you over. I'm gonna stop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it quick.
Yeah. All right, man, Jerry, it's good talking to you guys again tonight.
Yeah, let's keep it up.
Okay, definitely.
All right. Yeah, we'll give you a call tomorrow night. We'll do another check-in with you.
Okay, fantastic. Sounds good.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, yeah, good one. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. So this was the last of our check-ins for tonight. And every time we do have a guest, especially with the encounter, close encounter, or needing some answers to questions that they have. But I also want to talk about the Bigfoot documentary. It's $101. You can use the PayPal down here in the comment section. These answers and a lot more are in there. You really do need that, especially for the protection of your family. So tonight, I just want to talk about water spirits and cloud spirits. And the reason Bigfoots are called spirits is because of the translucency and the ability to hide behind that translucency. We also got a call from another tracker who was had a picture of a bright light and was kind of just hinting around as to what it might be, in which we know that these predators can create a light. It's just a formation of energy that they have, or that we can do also. But also, a spider can do this also. And if you look in history, you'll find that all spiders will attract in some way. But when you're using thermal at nighttime, whenever you're using thermal and looking for a Bigfoot, you're looking for the white and yellow and red in the distance. But also, when they become translucent, you're not going to pick up their heat. And this is what we explained to one of the trackers this afternoon, who sent us that picture, is that in thermals, their heat is also masked. So you have to look for a blue outline. And also you have to look at discoloration at the baseline where they're sitting. That too will have a shadow. And then just follow that shadow up, or that image outline up. And you also have to remember that they will be stacked up together to break that silhouette of that human form. So when you take pictures, if you can see one, there's usually about 5 or 6 lined up, if not more, bunched up in a line, and some of them will even spread across to break that silhouette line. So look for the outline, look for the blue outline or the blue form, and also look for the discoloration on the ground when you're using thermals. You can pick them up that way, and be very careful when you're also doing that. Now the cloud spirits they can be, I mean, they are Bigfoots, but they have more of a cloudy, puffy look to them. The water spirits look like watery haze or a crystallized look. And they will both have those little lines like lightning lines, I guess you would say. But not, not like lightning, but the kind of up and veer kind of look. And you'll see them. It's kind of veered on their skin. The translucency part, there is parts where you just really can't make it out, but you have to look on the outlines, and that's where you're going to see those little lines. Those little lines will be up in the trees or in the water. Now the water spirits, these are Bigfoot groups. The cloud spirits, those are Bigfoot groups. You'll find them mostly with the fog or low cloud cover. They'll be in the trees, and they reach down, and some of them are that 25 foot tall. Some of them have a hand. Your hand would probably, this hand could pick you up, I would say. You would be in the hand like this. It'd be the head part that big. There are big heads out there that will be in the tree lines where people just walk up, or animals, and they're eaten that way. But the water spirits, they like to hunt around the fishing, the swimming, the picnic areas where water is, or ponds where people, own, who come out once in a while. The watery haze look, or the crystallized look, helps the translucency, and you'll find them on the banks. Now, you can even have a low brush line, but they'll dig a hole underneath that brush line to where they're just visible, where they could just see through the banks, and the water will be here, and they'll be looking through just the debris on a low bank. Don't think that just because they're 17, from 10 to 17 foot tall, that they're not going to dig under all that time that you give them before you go swimming once a month, that they're going to go out and dig a tunnel that will go right to that bank line to where they have that cover and water here, and you won't even see them. Also, look in all the shaded areas, especially under that tree where that rope is hanging, for the people who swim, especially in the countries and the rivers. The Bigfoots will be in the dark areas. They will be there, and they will not move. Now, you can catch them because their eyes move. They will follow motion. So when you're out there, when you're preparing to swim, take a video camera and focus it on that dark area that's underneath or in that shaded area. Move something. Move your hands. Move a hat. Then go back and look at that film but blow it up, and we want to look for any kind of movement. And if you're very observant, and if there are Bigfoots right there, you will catch them because their eyes will move when your hands move. Their face will stay still, but they will move their eyes. You can also see them because they will drool, and their mouth will move. Every now and then, that mouth will it'll just move. Or if you're not paying attention, it will continue to move. But they also drool. So those are things that will give them away also. There are other Bigfoot groups out there. I don't recommend any of them. I haven't found any other Bigfoot channel that can help you or as serious as we are. When you hear of people who are in these Bigfoot groups or on these Bigfoot channels, anything like that, and you see them posting pictures of family, posting pictures of vacations, posting pictures of football games, schools, it's okay that they have a normal life as far as what they need to be doing, but these people are not serious. These people are what we would call a weekend warrior. Once in a while, they'll go out, they'll do something. This is the only place where we do everything every day. We give those answers to what you need to be doing right now. We're not the group that's going to tell you, we'll tell you in a week. We know that right now we have this time to talk to you. So we share as much information as we can with you, especially right now with these swimming times. So also, whenever you get to your swimming area, just because there are people there already does not mean that they have secured that area. Most of the people that, as soon as you get there, it may be populated. There may be campers, but nobody has done a secure check. They have not secured their perimeter. You do that for your family and your children. Go out in that 50 yards. Find out if there's anything out there before your family has fun. Let them know you have to do this to make sure they are safe while you are enjoying your swimming. Have the men gather together while people are swimming. Have them watch the wood line. Look for any movement. Everybody who is protecting their families while they are enjoying themselves will have a designated viewing area. So if your wife, husband, whatever is out there, you let that other person know that is your viewing area. This is my viewing area, and so on. Take a picture of that viewing area as a reference. Come back, check it again periodically. Or, as most of us would do, stay in your position and just watch the tree line. You already know what it feels like to swim. When the food's ready, you'll be called or that food will be brought to you. Don't break your secure area. You are depended on to watch your area. Now, we're not saying don't have fun. We're saying be secure with everything that you do, even your homes. Be secure in your homes. Do your surveillance, do your observation at your homes. If you don't have any people who can help you with this, there are neighbors, there are friends, you got Facebook groups, you have Facebook friends, you have people in your area who do know, but they don't know that you know. We always talk about knowing your area, knowing your shadows, getting shooting lanes if you need be. All the areas around your homes, swimming areas, have to be secure. When you're boating, especially in like a flat bottom boat or a small boat, and you're out there by yourself or maybe with another person, expect Bigfoots to attempt to turn your boat over, drown you, drink blood from you, and then let your body be found. Expect that. Carry weapons with you in your boat. Have each other looking in opposite directions. Don't everybody look in the same direction. Everybody gets a different viewing area. This will keep you safe when you're sitting across from each other. Everybody look over the other shoulder. Know your areas. And if you do find an oddity, take a picture of your friend, but make sure you're taking a picture of what's behind. Don't focus on your friend. Focus on what you're trying to see back here. This will help you get that visual, blow it up, and you'll know for sure. Now there are other Bigfoots that we have been sharing with you. That information about the thunder spirits, the lightning. They're also called earthquake, cyclone, tornado, wind, dew, mist, fog, vapor. All these groups. There are a lot of Bigfoots out there, and they're used at different times. The times we have right now are the swimming times, the water spirits, the cloud spirits, the fog in the morning, the fog in the mountains. Be aware these are Bigfoots, and they can produce the fog. They can generate heat to produce that fog. Be very wary of every place, secure it, and then have your fun. We did, as we expressed from another tracker, that there had been another drowning and blood loss was also apparent by an independent autopsy. So any drowning that happens, get or find out, if you're able to get an autopsy for blood loss and puncture marks on the body. You will find that Bigfoots will puncture, cause the blood, suck the blood out. People will have blood loss. They will get underneath the waters and pull you down. They will come underneath the water and tip your boat over. Be very aware. You got to have somebody watching out for you all times. Tomorrow night, we're going to have some more updates. We're going to try to get a special friend to call in tomorrow. Some things that you also need to hear about. But this weekend, do your perimeter checks when your family and friends are going out. And if they're already out there right now, send them this link. If they just watched, tonight, listen. Look for those water spirits. Look in the water. Look in the dark areas. If you don't find them, you've done your security checks. You got somebody watching. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your day. And have a great, wonderful weekend. Enjoy everything. Life is about enjoying it. But protect yourself and have a warrior in your family to make the rest of you warriors. Every one of you has to be a warrior. Every one of you has to be a warrior. So, tomorrow night, we will do our check-ins. We will get you the most updated information. And we will see you tomorrow night. Share this information. Get it to people who can use it. And don't be afraid to talk to your friends about Bigfoot. Share the information. They don't have this information. You can help them. You can protect them. And that's what we're doing here. We're sharing all this information so you can help someone or you can protect your family. Use these techniques that we talked about. Buy the DVD. It has all these techniques. It has more information than what we're able to cover here. But we will be doing as much as we can for as long as we can. So Get that DVD, order it, learn everything. You'll be right up here with us. You won't be down here guessing, looking. You won't be wondering. You will be up here with us. That DVD puts you up here with us. Then you'll understand what we're talking about for sure. And we can have great conversations. Then you'll understand when we talk about thunder and lightning and certain things. That's a common language for us. But if you don't have that DVD, you're so far behind already. Catch up. Come up to where we are. Get the DVD, come up to where we are. And you'll protect not just yourself, but your family and friends and your whole community, like a lot of people are doing. Thank you again. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.